I didn't know until recently that you, for 2 years, were battling depression. Every time, even when you walked out, you're smiling, she's regal, you've got the finger in the air smiling, but you've been hiding so much behind that smile.
They would ask me, are you okay? Good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm a fixer. Let me fix it. I'll fix everything. Everything is good. Everything is fine. As long as everybody else is good, I'll figure it out on my own later. That was literally killing me.
When did you know something wasn't right, if that's the way to put it?
I don't know. I just know one day I realized I don't feel right. And something is off. And the only way that I could find relief was I would go in my office and just go to sleep. And that's the only time I just could feel good.
You've not talked about this
I
publicly.
have not talked about it. This is the
Why
first
is it
time.
now the time? Why is it now?
Because of the stigma that we have on it as black men.
As a community.
As a community. And quite honestly, I was embarrassed.
You were embarrassed?
I was embarrassed. I was ashamed because, you know, I'm David Mann. I make the world laugh. But once I started to see how much I could help people with my story of depression, because that is something that I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy.
What did it feel like in those dark days?
Like that, you know, and I want to say...
if I could say this real quick, he looked unhappy. So I kept asking the question.
So you saw it. You
it's
saw
like
the
I
light.
could see that something was there, but I wouldn't have put that on it. I would have never said that about him.
You would never thought it was depression?
No, never.
What did
would have
you think
dreamed
it
that.
was?
I was just, you know how you just have a moment like you get tired, fatigued, because when we go, and it's like so much. He's thinking of what's next. When we're all asleep, he up thinking about what we about to do.
So you thought maybe burnout?
Yes, like tired.
I said, it's like I was drowning, but nobody knew I was drowning. The only way people were gonna realize that I was, okay,
Yes,
cool. Yeah, it's touchy for me because I haven't shared it with anybody. I said, the only way people were gonna realize that I was drowning is if I completely drowned. And I was like, wow. And I can't say anything to anybody because I gotta make sure you're fixed. I gotta make sure you're good. I gotta make sure everybody's good. And it just hit me. And I was like, I need to see a therapist. But then I know the stigma for our neighborhood, you know, you don't need to go to no therapist. You ain't going up there and telling nobody your business.
Well, especially when you are someone who leads with your faith, people say, well, pray about it.
Yes.
And I did.
That was.
But that's
and
not
I prayed and I prayed, and when I got up, I still felt miserable.
Yeah.
So, and like I describe it, I say if I was having a heart attack, they would have taken me to a heart doctor.
Yeah.
If I had liver problems, they would have taken. I say, so now I'm having some mental health issues. I need to seek professional help.
Yeah. That's a beautiful point because people will tell you if you have a heart condition, go to see a doctor. You can pray and go see someone who has an expertise in this.
Yeah, because the house of prayers help. The house of prayers help, meaning like your church, your pastor, you know, or people that you talk to. But it's nothing wrong. We realize there's nothing wrong with going and talk to somebody. I told him, I said, first of all, I was devastated. My heart was just in crumbles because I was like, what? I mean, what is happening that you're not telling me? So I felt really just like helpless because I was like, so it's like night after this, y'all. It's like I was constantly, you okay? I said, don't give me the generic answer, good. I said, because a lot of us, and he was like, I know how to put the face on. I was like, don't give me the mask. Tell me seriously, where are you? Where are you and how can I help you? I was determined to not allow the enemy to destroy my husband, my relationship, and what he has. What he has, because I know what he comes with and what he's called to do and how he's called to help, not just us, but he's called to help the nation. The thing is, it's more brothers that I know that are hurting and struggling and not talking about it. And to hear somebody of his stature and of his caliber just say that there's a problem and it's okay, let's talk about the problem and we can get the problem fixed. Because a lot of times we think there's no fix, but there is help.
Yeah.
And we're called to be helpers. We're called to be helpers to one another.
When he told you finally, I've made the appointment, I'm going to see a therapist.
I was like, get out of here.
They pushed me out the door, go.
Like, get out of here, because I think I haven't went yet. It's like I started talking to some other a friend of mine who kind of walked me through some things and just really, to just see myself. Sometimes we have to look in the mirror to see yourself.
Yeah. Once I got there, it was a bit of apprehension because it's just like, how do I, sit? What made me comfortable, the therapist said the first thing is, yeah, okay, welcome. let's have a word of prayer. Now, what's the problem? That right there said, okay, I can have a therapist and, you know, we
Have
can
your faith.
faith too.
Yeah.
Faith.
And so I remember that first day in therapy, I think I must have cried my whole hour. I paid him an hour to cry. I just sit there and I pour it out, and I think that's what some of us are missing. Some of us are missing that relief.
How do you feel now?
I'm in the best place that I've been in my
And
life.
I'm the other therapist.
Yeah. I'm in the best place because what I learned was I gotta take some time for me.
And so you're in this good spot, and you're back. The family's on like the new tour is like the Partridge Family.
Yeah.
It is up to date. Overcome a Man Family Tour. Yes, we're out and we hitting the cities, and it's really been a